This is Miss Tanya here today. Today we are going to do sand candles. And I made two examples. You do not have to make yours the same. But in this video, I am going to show you the two examples that I have here and how I ended up doing the mixture. If you see this one, I have 3 colors, and in this one I have 2, and I did like a half and half. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'm going to tell you what's in your take and make packet, and you can do whatever you like with the sand. The candle, there's a little on and off button here, so you just turn it on, and you can use this as a decoration for Thanksgiving, or you can save it and use it as a gift for Christmas, whatever you would like. So I'm going to put these little examples over here to the side. Let's just sit them right there so you guys can still see them. Okay, so when you pick up your packet, you're going to have your glass is going to be in a bubble wrap. I placed them in bubble wrap because I did not want them to break. So you're going to remove your glass from the bubble wrap. Do whatever you please with the bubble wrap. Inside you also will find 3 bags of sand color. So here's the 3 bags. And you will also have a funnel. Now this funnel is what you're going to use when you are pouring the sand. Now, the fun thing about sand, as long as you don't get it all mixed up, is it could be messy and it could be neat too. So what you need to do is hold the bag, get it straight as you can at the tips, use the funnel, and you're going to pour the sand into the funnel. Now if you pour too much, it's going to get too filled. So you decide what color you want to go with first. So for this one, I'm going to put a little bit more yellow. And you see how the yellow is coming down? Now, that's how you will pour it. So since this baggie is a kit, I'm going to use my big container to actually make another design. So I'm going to use my funnel, and this is another good thing, especially if your sand doesn't mix. You can always pour it back into the bag. Shake it. Whatever loose ones is in there. Alright. So you can make your candle and then pour it all back into a bag. Sometimes it's a little hard to try to break it apart when you're re-pouring it back into the bag, but you can mix the colors if you like. I just want to make sure that was at the top. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to sit them on top to make that kind of thing, and I'm also going to show you how to do half and half. So I'm going to first start off with the half and half, which I found it was a little difficult, but you can kind of figure out how to do it. So you could probably use a piece of paper. The one thing about using a piece of paper, you have to make sure it goes all the way to the bottom of the glass. So when I first did it, my sand ended up pouring on the whole bottom. So then I was like, okay, how am I going to get this on one side? So what you need to do, and you could use a funnel, but I'm not going to use a funnel. I'm going to keep my glass to the side. So I'm going to just pour this in. So you want to kind of like lean, and you can use the paper in a way to kind of, as you can see, I'm trying to keep all the sand on one side of the glass. So I'm like kind of taking the paper to do that. Alright, so I got sand on one side of the paper. So then, as I keep this turned, I'm going to grab the other color sand, and I'm gonna do red for this one. I don't want it to spill over. All right, so let me move this out the way here. So I'm gonna do red on the other side. So I'm gonna keep it tilt like this slightly, and I'm gonna pour the red in. Okay, now I think I got it about even. So I'm gonna sit the glass up. And as you can see, I got a little bit more red than I have brown. So now that I have my sand in, I can have the paper, have the glass straight, and I could pour a little bit more brown in it to make it even. And that's how you do half and half. So this is how I did this half and half. Now when you do move the paper, you may get a little slight shift. So let's see. Oh, did pretty good. Got a little bit more brown at the top than there, but as far as that, it's good. Now as you can see, with the brown being on top, if I turn the glass, see how it was red on the top? I can kind of move the glass around. Now I have the brown all on top and have the half and half at the bottom, which will take me into doing this design. So with this design, I'm going to do brown first. So now I got that layer of brown. I'm going to use my funnel for this because it goes slower and it won't be as hard and it won't push through the brown. So I'm going to put orange on next. And I make sure the orange cover all the brown. Now, as you can see here, you can barely see the difference. So I'm going to put a little bit more there. And I might make this orange just a little bit thicker. Alright. And just shake the glass just a little bit to make it even. Alright, so there's the orange. Now, I'm going to go back to the red. And see how the funnel, I kind of guide it where I want it to go. So there's the red. So now you see I have red over here, but it's not down in this orange. So I put more of the red kind of like in a hill. As you can see, it's kind of like in a hill. So I have orange on this side and red on that side. So then I'm going to take the brown. And on the brown, I'm going to take the funnel and put that more on the orange side and not on the red. I poured a lot of brown. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to like move the funnel around to get it to where I want it to be. So now you can see I have like the pattern is starting to come like it is here. So I'm going to put orange on top to kind of make it as a solid layer. So the orange is going to go smoothly over everything, brown and red. You see? Now, I started with brown here and I had red here. Let's put the red over here and brown here and we'll finish this up. So I'm going to put red over on the side. So let's start back over in the corner. Now you don't have to use all three of your sands if you do not want to. You can use just 2 or you can use 3. It's up to you. And then if you do have a lot of sand left over, you can use it for other stuff. Just make sure that if we did give you way too much sand, you have to try to leave space for your tea light. So now you see I started again. And sometimes you could take this to kind of play around with the sand, to kind of make it thick and manipulate it to where you want it to look like. So now I have that up there, and now I'm going to top it off with orange, and this is going to be my final for my candle. So I'm going to just take that top again, just smooth stuff out. So I don't want it too thick. Alright, so this is how you do the double-sided. We use the paper, put it inside, have it slanted. Then if you want to do the mixture, also there's a way where if you stick like a toothpick or something, you can probably on the side of the glass inside take the sand and you can swirl it. That's also another way that you can do it. So once you're done, I'm just going to steal this off of here. You also want to have a tea light candle in your packet. You just put it in, and voila, you are done making your candles. As I said too, you do not want, this is the highest I would say to have your sand. Even if you get up to this high, it may be a little bit too much. So you don't want to make sure the sand comes all the way to the rim of the glass. So that means the tea kettle sitting up here. That's way too much if we gave you that much sand. So try to at least have at least a little bit of space so the tea candle can actually sit inside the glass. Make beautiful candles that you can share with your friends and family, and I hope to see you guys soon.